EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Denver Broncos. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Now the former Sooner, this is Rodney Anderson. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Anderson running right. And he gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun, Winston. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Ready? Double time. Double time. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Shit. Motion.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I'm coming after you. Mike's 50. Hey, keep it up. Mike 50. Go. Mike's 50.
Rosen will throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot. Helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They'll run. It's Lindsey. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. Watch that. Come on. Find that. Green, come with me. 44th to Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Easy.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes.
And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rosen. Flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Mike 50. Hey, alert. Get ready. Mike's 50.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 18-yard line.
Ready?
The Charger drive about to get going. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, Everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Winston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Mike's 4-4. I got it. 44 is the Mike. 40
On 3rd down, Winston. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Play fake. Winston. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. It's caught at the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now, that's 2 big catches that he's had on this drive alone.
And I can hear it right now. If they give up a 3rd to him, whoever does that, go stand on the other sideline. You're persona non grata on our team at that point.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. They'll try to left side. Daniels. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'd be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Hey, check.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Allen, the intended receiver. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16. Yard line.
Ready. Black 25. Check. Wait. Let me go.
On first down, it's Anderson, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Green, Timothy. Check 13. Green, Timothy. 44. Mike, 44. I got one. 44 is the Mike. 44 is the Mike.
Now Winston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 4.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
They go play action. Winston. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football. And now a fumble. The ball's out. Touchdown, LA. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Jordan Lewis on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
59. Good. Watch the twist. Watch it. Name on that.
To throw is Rosen. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he goes out right around the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Rosen. Looking deep downfield. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, man. Check 31. Kill. Turn up.
Here's Freeman. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Single.
Middle.
What team? Mike's 50. It's been a long day for you.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Set the tone, defense.
Here's Rosen. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards, the final tally.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Mike 50, huh? Let's go.
Now Rosen looking to throw. It's complete to Snead. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
At the 24-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Motion. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike. Hey, alert. Defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Mike 50.
Now Rosen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The kick by Tavecchio is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They run. Anderson. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Slot. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. That's it. 44. Mike.
Jameis to throw it. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. First down, Winston. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Flip it. 44.
Winston. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for L.A. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Rosen now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down.
Go get him. Mike Smith, alert.
And now it's Rosen looking, going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 30. 39 yards there, a big one. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
50's the mic. 50's the mic.
Here's Rosen to throw, and Diggs has it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Stephon Diggs, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are back within a single score. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll run on first down. It's Daniels. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. On second down, Anderson. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. From the 29, Rosen. He's got his big tight end, Fant. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Check 52. Back. Check 9. Check. Lucky. Alert.
On first and 10, it's Lindsey. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Play action here with Rosen. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is taken in at the 5. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Mike 50. Watch the backer, watch the backer.
On second down, Rosen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Third and long here for Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for it. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for Denver. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 20. Four-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. 6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
Here we go, G. 44's Mike. 44's Mike. Check, check. Watch the slip. Watch the slip. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Now Winston. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger first down.
First down, Chargers.
Ready. Back 25 behind. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
The first down throw for Winston. And he's got it complete to Anderson. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Rodney Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Rosen will throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos. And even 50 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Trick pass, trick pass.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10.
Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50. I got you.
Second and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
Mike's 50. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Hey, exit.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
On third down, Rosen. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Complete to Deshaun Hamilton. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hey, quarter.
Hey, 50. 50's the Mike. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Again, it's Rosen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but it'll be second and goal.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Joey Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Giorgio Tavecchio on for the field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
Vecchio puts this one through, and that lead is back down to 9 now. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Let's go, first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, Anderson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Green, triple team. 44, Mike, 44.
Quarterback, don't get nervous.
From the gun, Winston. He completes it to Henry. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
White 25. 44, come on. Come. Green, triple team. Mike Bobo.
On 3rd down, Winston. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a run with Anderson. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
From the gun, it's a give to Anderson. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 41-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? Blue wing. 44, come on. Oh, here we go. Oh. Check it. Flip it. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Come on. Mike Bobo. Here we go.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Winston complete. Hunter Henry with the grab.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11.
Mike's 47. Go. How you get ahead? 47 is the Mike. 47 is the Mike. Let him go.
Working out of the gun, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, but it's going to be second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Rosen. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game even with the 2 points there, but let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
The Charger drive about to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 2nd and 2, Winston. Philip Dorsett holds it in. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far, and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Ready. Blue ready. Check. I'm going to come back to you. Hey, stop. Wait.
Throwing on 2nd down. Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
The Chargers on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 19. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Got his man, it's Williams. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. It's complete to Diggs. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Rosen. And Diggs has it. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Five. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Down to lose 1. Here we go. 50. Mike 50.
Check back.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Hug.
They're going on 4th down. Rosen. And he's able to find Diggs. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
That's good.
What's the motion?
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Hey, Alpha.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Going deep for Diggs. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Trevor Williams with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
A 1st down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 11-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, watch the slant.
They run it again with Anderson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Here we go. Slam.
Another tote here for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Anderson. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. They'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield.
I got you.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Rosen. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Rosen to throw. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Rosen. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
That's the pass. Hey, we got tight left, tight left. 4 down. Check. Mike's 50. Stay with your man.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Hey, quarter.
Hey, check. Mike 50.
Rosen to throw again. Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. So this crowd will not